Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Robin, and today I'm going to recreate Blackpink Jenny's eye makeup look. This makeup look of Jenny, and I find most of her eye makeup and the face makeup are very neutral. No makeup look, but it's yet defining. It's my face but better. However, creating no makeup look actually requires a lot of techniques and products and skills, and I'll be showing you how to. And also, makeup look may not be exactly the same. I've tried my best to recreate as similar as possible. And let's begin. I have foundation on my face and I have not done any concealing or powdering yet. Let me start with the concealers first. From what I can see from her photo is her makeup is very natural and is almost barely there, but it's yet defining. And what I can see from her face is that it's bright and very even toned, but it's not highlighted at all. So I'm just gonna use more thicker layer of concealer so I can really get that even tone without getting highlighted under eye. To me, in order to get that even under eye, I will need to mix concealers and foundation. I'll be using NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer and Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Longwear Foundation. These two colors are my current colors. I use this Radiant Creamy Concealer on my under eye to conceal and highlight, and I use this Flawless Fusion Foundation to even out my skin. However, this Flawless Fusion Foundation is really matte and dries quickly, but by mixing these two different formulas together, I know that I can even out my under eyes better and more perfect. And I'm going to start from the lowest part of my under eye discoloration, the borderline between my skin and my under eye discoloration, to get the most even looking complexion. And you'll want to go with a very light hand instead of going heavy hand. And I can also get rid of any discoloration on my nose because I have light pigmentation and redness on my nose, and I want to get rid of all of those unevenness on my face. Make sure you are going very light hand, and you can also use your fingertip if necessary. Also, don't forget the corner of the lips, because I'll be applying nude pink color lipstick later, that my lip is perfectly even so it won't distract my lip makeup later. The result of starting from the edge of the discoloration is really natural looking, and the layer is much thinner. And there's barely a concealer left in my brush. I'm gonna move on to my eyelid, prep my eyelid before the eyeshadow. Then I'm gonna move on to Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector on the highest part of my cheek. It'll just lightly add luminosity. And next step is a powder. I'll be using this Innisfree No Silver Mineral Powder with a large powder brush, and I'll be just lightly dust off. I'm going with a very light hand, just lightly setting T-zone and forehead. You'll probably want to pat it instead of rubbing into the skin, because if you rub, all the formula you apply will come off easily. Also, the result of her eye makeup is very minimal and simple, and yet defined eyeline, and also maximize eyelashes. They are well separated. So I'll be using a neutral color eyeshadow on my eye. So to achieve the eye makeup look, I'll be using this eyeshadow color tint from MAC, and I'll be just lightly dusting off over entire eyelid. You're gonna setting like how far you're gonna blend this eyeshadow, and the area you want to apply is your entire eyelid, and whatever left inside the brush, I'll be lightly dusting over my brows. This kind of eyeshadow is really versatile, and you can match with any eyeshadow color as a base color or bridge color, lightly dusting off over my brows so I can really get harmonious eye look. Taking a smaller brush, goes over my lower eye. Apply this eyeshadow all across the lower eye. Nude look seems to be very minimal makeup, but it actually requires a lot of makeup techniques and skills. Then I'll be moving on to a little bit pink shade because I saw a hue of pink from her eyeshadow. Pick up the pink eyeshadow and dust over my upper eyelid. It's just adding a light dimension and loveliness. Loveliness is quite a crucial term for Asian idols. Open up your eyes straight and check out how far you should go. And I'm adding same pink color eyeshadow all across my lower eye. And then I'll be using cool brown shade of eyeshadow to just create natural shadow. It'll elongate, soft dimensions and intensity. It goes over your inner corner of the eye, inner corner of the eye, and outer corner of your eye, and your lower eye. Make sure all these eyeshadows are placed very near to your lash line. Then I'm going to move on to an eyeliner. You might be able to see a difference already that this side my eyes are elongated and this side isn't. So this first liner is done. Then I'll be moving on to a liquid eyeliner. And this is my favorite technique, which I call double lining. And to achieve this double lining, I would use a liquid eyeliner, perfectly define this eyeline. Then I'll be using an eyeshadow over it to diffuse the line. And this liquid eyeliner goes narrower space than the pencil eyeliner, double lining it. The liquid formula is definitely much defining than the pencil. So it's still natural and soft looking liner. So if I draw on back of my hand, this is an eyeliner with a pencil, and this liquid liner goes underneath the pencil eyeliner, so it can really look soft and yet defining. This is my favorite technique, double lining. And next I'll be using an eyeshadow, soften out those edges and take away any shines from the liquid eyeliner. And this process will maintain the intensity, and this dark brown color goes underneath my eye near to the waterline. And also place your brush inside the folded skin and elongate. And next step, mascara. For mascara myself, I'll be using a half eyelash color because my lashes are very stubborn and very straight hair. When you curl your eyelashes, curl as many as possible from the roots to the tip so it can be a nice and smooth curl. Then I'll be using a mascara, just lightly, don't go too extreme. And I also have a very natural shade of eyebrow of mine. I'll be just lightly using a brow pencil. It's not defining, just filling in any gaps, because from the photo of Jenny I can see it's actually just a shadow that has filled in the gap between eyebrows. I noticed that she or her makeup artist didn't put any brow product inside of her eyebrow. So in person it might be look natural, but in a photography, inner corner of her eyebrow look definitely empty. So I'll be just using a very light stroke, adding hint of tint on my eyebrow, especially on the inner corner of my eyebrow. Alright, next move on to a blush. For blush, I'll be using a light pink, almost strawberry flavored milk color. Before that, I'll be using a lavender shade cheek blush as an under base. The reason why I'm adding this lavender shade of blush is it'll add purity to the color. It's a very light hint of color. You can also lightly dust off over your forehead and my chin. Then I'll be using this blush on the apples of the cheek and the most high part of the cheek. So it's mostly on this area where the blush are being applied. Then I'll be going with a lip balm. And for lipstick, I'll be adding this coral salmon color and a nude lipstick, and I'll be customizing the color. Okay, so this is the final look. I hope you find this video was informative to recreate Blackpink Jenny's look. I'll see you soon with new tutorials and videos.